In an effort to clamp down on voter fraud in this country, there is a new legislation to ensure that the election
is completely rigged in favour of the Tories. The evidence just keeps unravelling about this guy, this Mahyar Tousi guy. I'm fairly certain now, I've come to a conclusion, that he is obviously being paid off by the right-wing media. He's obviously being handed wads of cash every day to talk and discuss the topics that these guys decide on his YouTube channel every single day. And this video he's done recently about voter ID just is more evidence towards this.
The process is smooth and without rigging, but the Labour Party and the Liberal Democrats are fighting back. Makes you think, do they want voter fraud to continue? Well, let me know your answer in the comment section, but they seem to be very, very proactively and passionately against any measure to upgrade our electoral system, to make sure that the election process is smooth, is effective, but at the same time, there's no way that you can cheat. There's no way you can have your Tower Hamlets or your Peterborough by-elections happening.
It's not an issue. It's a non-issue. Even Hancock came out and said there are only 6 cases of voter fraud in the last election. He talks about Tower Hamlets. Tower Hamlets was about families getting together and influencing each other on their voting. He talks about Peterborough. Peterborough was about bribery. People bribing people to vote certain ways. How does voter ID stop that? The only thing voter ID does is stop people impersonating other people, and there's been no evidence of that happening over the last few elections. So this policy that's coming forward does not do anything to solve the 6 cases of voter fraud, which of course had no influence on the result of the election, with first past the post. As we know, millions and millions of votes are null and void every single time we do an election. 6 cases.
And I don't know why, but there's always a Labour Party influence around when there's some sort of cheating happening, usually, allegedly. Okay, cool. Now, there's a bit of a problem because Keir Starmer and Ed Davey are fighting back against any measure, including a simple voter ID. Now, because they're trying to use ID card. It's not the ID cards. It's literally just either your passport or driver's license. Or if you don't have anything, they will issue you one for free anyway.
To what expense to the taxpayer, exactly? Well, should we have a little look? Should we have a little look at that? Best estimates, 180 million cost to the taxpayer, these free IDs. For what? To solve 6 cases of voter fraud. In a time where we've got nurses striking for extra pay, and you want to spend 128 million of taxpayers' money on solving 6 cases of voter fraud, which we've just told as well would not even solve those areas of voter fraud in the first place.
So those who say, well, what if I don't have a passport or birth certificate or some sort of driver's license? It's okay, just go get a free one. Takes 2 seconds.
Does it take 3 seconds though? Does it? I kind of think that's a load of bollocks. Shall we have a little look into it? So, you have to apply. If you want free voter ID, you have to apply. It's going to be available at the beginning of the next year, apparently. And, oh, shock horror, it also looks like there's some concerns of whether it'll be ready in time for the May elections. And that's just the people that apply straight away. What about all the people that, you know, are not into politics on a daily basis? You know, most people that are into politics have heard about this policy of voter ID coming in. But what about just your average Joe, your average person who hasn't got ID is going to find out a couple of weeks before the the local elections that, oh no, I'm going to need some ID. It's an absolute facade. And anyone, like even conservative voters with a shred of intelligence, know that obviously this is not about stopping voter fraud. It's about stifling Labour votes. Because of course, as we know, you know, shock horror, not everyone drives in this country. Not everyone goes on foreign holidays abroad. A lot of people don't have a passport and a driving licence, and they tend to be the more poorer of society, and they tend to be the ones that vote for Labour. I mean, it's just so obvious, and that's why this is just more and more evidence for this Mahyar Tousi bloke that is obviously an absolute fraud, and people lap his shit up every day. Obviously, he is being paid every single day to churn out this absolute garbage from the right-wing media. That's why it's more evidence that this prick is obviously in pocket. I've seen him at his parties with Nigel Farage, sipping champagne, all the GB News lot.
Hey, last question. You've already said it yesterday. Is Reform UK ready for the election?
Well, I tell you what, whether Reform UK is ready for the election, the number of Tory MPs standing down, they might be dragging them off the streets before too long.
Exactly. Well, we're going to go get drunk now. Thank you. Right, we have one of your favourite GB News presenters. Any of your other GB News colleagues coming? Or?
Yeah, Nigel Farage.
No, actually, Nigel. Yeah, we already spoke to him. Yeah, we got the GB News producers here. Best producer of GB News, yeah.
Because if he was a genuine guy, like he says he is, he reckons he's a genuine guy that cares about this country and cares about politics and wants to share his views, why on earth would he give two shits about 6 cases of voter fraud? And why would he want to spend 128 million on solving it, even though we've just established that he wouldn't even solve it in the first place? So, why? Unless he was getting wads of cash to say these very things. It's obvious. And especially when he does videos damning nurses for striking. Just think, 128 million. Ask any person in the street in this country, would you rather spend 128 million trying to solve voter fraud, which wouldn't even work, or would you rather put that towards getting every kid in every school a free meal every single day? Would you rather put it to the NHS, to nurses' salaries? You know what the answer would be. Anyway, till next time, guys. Enjoy the snow. I don't know how long my videos are going to last in the snow. Maybe we might fit one more in, but it's always nice, isn't it? Till next time, take care.
Surfing down an icy hill, just a little bit ropey. Don't like it. Oncoming traffic.